So as we approach that festive period, or love it or hate Christmas, or maybe you're somewhere in between, there's a lot more going on in your diary. And I think what tends to happen, or what can happen, is that when we've got social events going on, we've got family events going on, we've got work events going on, not to mention writing Christmas cards and buying gifts and buying clothes and trying to negotiate family dynamics, what we find ourselves is driven by a perfectionism and maybe even people pleasing. Everything's got to be perfect, everything's got to be spot on. And what I would love you to consider is something called delegation, which I'm sure you're very good at doing, but perhaps just thinking about some of the things that you could delegate. If you are a perfectionist, here's a little tool that I'd like to share with you. It's called Bag of Apples. Now, Bag of Apples is the preface of good enough. A long time ago, I had to go to a meeting and I was asked to bring some fruit. And being that perfectionist that I was, I created this fruit platter. It was expensive, it was time consuming, it took me so long to prepare, I was worrying about it, everything had to be perfect, everything had to be fresh. And here I was, turned up with this fruit platter. Now bear in mind I was asked to bring fruit. In that moment when I had two very small children, I was working full time, life was hectic, what would have been a much better, and for me and everybody else, because you imagine the stress, it was like getting everything together and getting it right, was I could have just put some apples in a basket and brought that along and placed it kindly on the table of fruit. No one even noticed the fruit platter that I'd spent hours preparing. So do you need to bring a fruit platter, or is a bag of apples good enough? So where in your work, where in your home, where in your social environment can you think bag of apples instead of a fruit platter? With the hecticness of Christmas coming, it's so key that we ensure that the boundaries that we have already set for ourselves are strictly adhered to, and also prioritise our own personal boundaries in terms of our self-care and what's important to us as well. So that work-life balance is really key, and boundaries are really important. So boundaries could be things that are non-negotiable. So let's say we don't open our laptops until 8 o'clock in the morning, and we definitely shut them by 7 o'clock at night, or we don't work on a Sunday, or we make sure that we have enough space in our diary to have buffer time, so that if things are going a little bit crazy at work, there is an opportunity for you to take some time out